Good morning, it's FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Four Seasons, and I'm at the RFCA fall meeting with Dean Thompson and Bill Blackstock. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
We're doing really well. How could you not be doing good when you're sitting in the lap of luxury here at the Four Seasons?
Absolutely outstanding.
Well, it's great to be with you. Thanks for spending time with me. I want to talk about this transition of leadership of the RFCI. A few background things real quick. RFCI, the Resilient Floor Covering Institute, is the trade association that looks after the resilient flooring business, the fastest growing category in flooring. And it's been named, Bill, that you're taking over from Dean effective January 1st. And Dean, you're going to stay on until the end of June, right?
That's correct. I'll stay on in an advisory capacity.
So let's talk about this decision to transition the leadership to Bill. How did it come about?
This year, I have been working in industry for over 50 years. At age 78 and 52 or 3 years of work experience, I felt it was time for me to think about doing something else. But most importantly, having been at the helm of RFCI for 15 years and seeing the tremendous growth in our industry, I felt really, really compelled to make sure that I took responsibility for a transition in leadership. So I've taken the initiative on that and done the work, and I've spent the last 2 years working on making sure that the person stepping in for my place would be able to carry on even in a much bigger and better way.
Another quick piece of background I'd like to throw out. Dean, I think you spent how many years at Milliken?
38. That followed a 5-year time span at Armstrong.
So you started at Armstrong, then you went to Milliken, there for 38 years. And we have Bill here, who's a Ramblin' Wreck, Georgia Tech grad.
Go Jackets.
All right. You were 29 years at Milliken.
29 years, yes. And then with J&J and Engineered Floors after that.
And so you've got how many years in the flooring business?
About 22, 23 years of that career. Yep.
Okay. So that didn't add up. So you're telling me at Milliken you did more than flooring?
In the early days, I was on the automotive front and automotive airbags.
All right. So how did you make this decision to come in here and be the leader moving forward with the RFCI?
Well, Mr. Thompson came to me with the opportunity, and it was the opportunity of a lifetime for me. Kemp, I haven't been looking for the next 3 years, the next 4 years. I've been looking for what I would do in the next 20 years. And Dean and I began discussions after he approached me, and I just felt honored to get this opportunity. Grateful is the most descriptive word of all.
All right, so let's talk some logistics a minute. The RFCI is headquartered in LaGrange and has an office there, and you live in Cartersville, so how's that going to work?
Well, I'm going to be in motion a lot. I'm going to be on the road, so the office in LaGrange is wonderful. It's stocked to handle our daily needs. Teresa, who you've met here, is based there as well, so that will continue. I'll be on the road often. I think living in Cartersville gives me the opportunity for quick spot meetings for those who are in that corridor, and then I'll be on the road beyond Georgia as well.
Now, Dean, I'm surprised you want to let go right now because I think it may be next year that the total revenue in the flooring business, the leadership has been corporate for a long time, and potentially next year the resilient floor covering might pass the carpet business in total flooring revenue.
Well, that may well be true, but I don't really think so much about that because I think the overall flooring industry is really important because, as you well know, a number of our major manufacturers are involved in all the sectors, and they've seen their business grow dramatically on the resilient side, and I'm sure their carpet business will continue to grow. But I think that it is a trend that's happening in the marketplace that hard surfaces kind of rule the roost these days, and I expect that will continue.
Another big trend we're watching is onshoring. A lot more resilient flooring made here in this country. So that's going to be an area, I guess, where you'll focus as you look to bring in more members, right?
Absolutely. It's a major change in the industry. In one of your recent publications, you talked about the number of domestic startups. So it very much is a key issue for us.
Is one of your guiding principles going to be to make sure that the deselection of resilient flooring is minimized, or what's going to be your guiding principle here?
Well, what we're really focused on is looking at issues for resilient that are beyond a single company that we need to focus on and strengthening the category over time. You know, Kemp, there's so much innovation taking place with this whole category of flooring right now that also supports the excitement about the future. Is with the level of change that we're experiencing, the seeds of new change are out there already.
Bill, if you don't mind, I like your LinkedIn page, especially in where I am in my life right now, thinking about why we do what we do. You talk about your wife and your 2 children as being kind of the reason for getting up every day, right?
Yeah, and it was interesting. Just yesterday, my wife celebrated a birthday, and both children were there. We celebrated as a complete family the day before. But I tell you, Kemp, over the years, I've been on the road a great deal, and the most impactful, influencing person in my life and hero in my life is my wife. She is the glue that holds our family together and is my hero. So, yes.
All right, so this transition happens. The next meeting, you'll be in charge and Dean will be riding shotgun, right?
Well, Dean and I'll be partnering. I'm attending the Dean Thompson School of Advanced Learning right now, and I'll be doing that for some time to come. So Dean lives in LaGrange. I know where he lives, Kemp.
Okay. All right, so he's going to continue to be your advisor.
Absolutely. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, Kemp. One of the great things for me is in my early days with Milliken, I came from a farm. I wasn't used to the corporate world. This guy sitting at the table with us was one of the first examples of an executive in the corporate world for me. So I had the benefit of Dean Thompson early in my life as a role model, and now here I am at the most exciting transition in my life, and Dean Thompson is here as an example.
So, Dean, what's next for you after June?
Well, I'm a very active person. Stay on the go a lot. I love to play golf. Can't do that every day, but I have other interests. I have a wonderful family, 2 children who now live in Birmingham, Alabama. I have a great-grandchild who is a young son named after me, so I have a lot of family. And my wife and I, we love living in small-town LaGrange. We're very involved in the community, and I think we'll just be expanding our role in many of those activities that we're really involved with, and that every day seems to have a way of taking care of itself.
All right, so you're going to stay in LaGrange and spend more time with family. And I know you had a knee rebuilt, so you're going to continue to stay active, right?
Got a brand new knee a few years ago, and it's serving me well. I climbed to the top of Pinnacle Peak and back yesterday, so I'm in good shape.
Oh, that's a good climb. I've done that before. Well, it's great to spend time with you guys, and good to be here at the meeting, which is going to be here for the next couple of days. Again, been talking to Dean Thompson and Bill Blackstock, the leaders of the RFCI, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.